Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, thank you. It's great to be here. I was in town earlier this morning, actually, over at the university. The University of Florida is now the 5th highest rated public university in the country. Pretty good. Now, if you can only cap the week off by beating Alabama this Sunday, then everything would be good in the world. But we'll see. That's a tall order. I want to thank Attorney General Moody, Chief Financial Officer Jimmy Patronis, Congresswoman Kat Kamak, Senator Keith Perry, and Representatives Clemens and Brannon for being here. We also have a number of folks joining us today, folks who are work for the city of Gainesville as well as Orange County in Central Florida. We have Darius Friend, City of Gainesville. Christine Dam, City of Gainesville. Jonathan Sissio, Gainesville Fire Rescue. Who I happened to meet a couple months ago when folks from this area were down there responding to the Surfside Tower collapse. And you had guys from this area down there doing great work, dangerous work. And then Maria Bernard, a firefighter from Orange County Fire Rescue. So I want to thank them. We're here today to make it very clear that we are going to stand for the men and women who are serving us. We are going to protect Florida jobs. We are not going to let people be fired because of a vaccine mandate. And you'll hear from some of the folks here, but you have people who've worked for police, who've worked for fire. They've worked the whole time. While a lot of these politicians were on Zoom and not going out or doing anything, these folks were there protecting us day in and day out. And so you don't just cast aside people who've been serving faithfully over this issue, over what's basically a personal choice on their individual health. And so we cannot let these folks be cast aside. We cannot allow their jobs to be destroyed, and their families and livelihoods potentially to be destroyed as well. And we've seen places like City of Gainesville, some other places around the state that have basically said, we are going to fire you unless you take a vaccine. And these first responders in particular have been exposed to all kinds of, many of them have already had COVID, okay? Let's just be honest. They have had COVID, they've recovered, and most of them, well, the ones that have recovered have very strong immunity. That's very clear from every study that's been done. Fortunately, the state of Florida passed a law this most recent legislative session, SB 2006, that did a lot of different things. It prevented private businesses from requiring proof of vaccination to just do normal things like go to a movie or go to a restaurant, vaccine passports, but that also applied to government agencies. And so if a government agency in the state of Florida forces a vaccine as a condition to employment, that violates Florida law, and you will face a $5,000 fine for every single violation. And so if you look at places here in Alachua County, like the city of Gainesville, I mean, that's millions and millions of dollars potentially in fines. Orange County, many, many more than that. At the end of the day, look, we did a lot in Florida to distribute access, and in December when the Pfizer and all this stuff came out, I said we would work very hard, we'd prioritize our seniors. that we'd make it available for all but mandatory for none. And that's been the policy that we've had from the beginning. And so I think it's an important issue with these mandates, and we're going to hear from some folks, and then I'll also talk about the Biden mandate as well, which is even more problematic. But you know, it raises important questions. I think, or even go beyond this. If you can have people wear these uniforms in police and fire, and obviously there's other very important jobs that folks are here doing, and they're always the ones on the front lines, they're always the ones that have to sacrifice, and you just throw them out like they're chopped liver, that is just fundamentally wrong, okay? And we're not going to let that happen. We're going to protect these jobs. We're going to protect these people's families. We're going to protect their livelihoods. And Ashley Moody is going to speak in a minute, but she filed an amicus brief in support of the employees who are seeking legal protection against the mandates that have come down from the city. And then, of course, the state government, you know, we will certainly move to impose the fines as the law requires when we see people that are denied access like this. So we have folks here who are being put in a very difficult situation. And I'd also point out, you know, you go back 6 months, everyone admitted it would be wrong to fire someone over this. Like, nobody was saying that this would be something that should be coerced. Everyone agreed, from Fauci on down, that this is something that should be provided, but it should ultimately be someone's individual choice to make in consultation with their physician. So now we're in a situation where you're going to have thousands and thousands of people could be losing their jobs, not because they haven't performed well. In fact, many of them performed heroically, but simply because of a very intrusive and I think illegal policy that's being imposed in different parts of the state and is now attempted to be imposed across the United States. So we